Hello everyone. Welcome to the Crowfall pre-alpha combat test Hunger Dome. This is just going to be some gameplay of a single game of the Hunger Dome, which is the mode that they're currently using to test the combat system. So I wasn't really quite sure how to record this or what type of videos to make. I wasn't sure if I should make, maybe a bunch of different highlight clips of some action or just single games. So I decided to make one of each. So I have one video that went up yesterday that's just kind of a fun, quick little video of, just some champion gameplay, lots of action, cool stuff, just showcasing the moves and whatnot. And then there's going to be this video, which is a little bit slower paced, but it's a full game from start to finish of a Hunger Dome. So in case you're wondering what it is or you want to see a full game, then, well, this is it. I chose to show this game for a couple different reasons. It's a kind of a simpler one because there's only a low amount of players. There's only 15 players, as you can see up there at the top, and the teams are really small, teams of 4. Well, now we're a team of 3 because their druid just killed themselves. A quick little aside here is, I don't know the exact details because I don't play a lot of druid, but they kind of have this balancing act going on where if they have too much essence, they kind of got to burn it off or something like that. So what happens is if you're too full on this stuff, you start taking damage. And it's actually really common in the alpha right now where druids just kind of randomly kill themselves. So it's unfortunate, but it doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. Anyways, so yeah, this is kind of a smaller version of the Hunger Dome. Some of the matches, there'll be 40 players, there'll be teams of 7, it kind of all varying degrees. It sort of depends on the population, I guess, or however they determine it. But with that said, this is a smaller one. It's fairly quick, and our team does really well, so I decided to show this one. The game starts with you're on your team. In this case, I'm on a random team. I just selected random, and you're spawned at different locations on the map, and you essentially start with nothing. So what we're doing right now is we're killing these zombies and hounds, hellhounds, or whatever they're called, to kind of gear up a bit. So we're just looking to get some sort of gear on our bodies because when we run into other players, we want to have an advantage. If we just ran straight to find players right now, if they picked up some gear in the meantime, we're going to be at a disadvantage. So right now we're just trying to gear ourselves up before we run into a fight. Now the Hunger is this sort of storm or fog-like area that starts far away and then slowly creeps in. You can see that beam there in the center. It's in the center of my screen, but that's also the center of the map. It's in that's where the castle or the keep is, whatever it's called. And the Hunger, this fog, starts far away and then slowly creeps in all around the map up into that point. So right now we're farming these mobs, getting some gear, and we don't really see any players. We're not really in a rush to fight any players, but we can't do this forever. Eventually, the Hunger is going to push everyone towards the center, which causes people to fight. They have to battle, and once you die, you're dead. You can join another game, so on. But the goal is to survive as long as possible. Obviously, if your teammates live, that increases your chances because you can't really kill your teammates. So yeah, it's kind of the general game plan. You farm up a little bit of gear, and then eventually you go in the center, you have some battles, and you hope that you're the last team standing. Each game doesn't last that long, maybe anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes depending on the amount of players. But I mean that's if you make it through the whole game. Sometimes I've definitely had a few games where I've run into another group really early, and me being the big champion axe wielding guy, I just kind of jump right in there and go ham on everyone, and then I just die within the first 5 minutes, and then I just join another queue. And it's important to say that I don't think this is what the game is like. This isn't like the actual game. When the game is released, this isn't what you do. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll have a mode where you can just jam Hunger Domes like this. But this is just primarily to test the current combat features. So we're going into the castle pretty early here, but like I said, this is a smaller game. Or this particular game is smaller. There's only a low amount of players, and we do have some decent gear on right now. We managed to put an item in each of our slots pretty much. So yeah, we come in here and we're just haven't found any players yet. It seems pretty safe for now, so just keep slaying. And my guy is the champion, which is the archetype I'm playing, and he's a pretty simple guy. He carries a big weapon. In this case, I'm using a two-handed axe, but I've also used the maces. And the difference is like the different types of damage. Like the mace is crushing damage, which does better against certain types of armor and whatnot. I'm a fan of the axe, but sometimes you find a really good mace and, you know, you'd be stupid not to use it. So, yeah. But anyways, the champion, big melee sort of brute, and he does a lot of jumping around. He you know, he gets right in there. He body slams people. He whirlwinds. He has some shouts. He, you know, bleeds, AoE, blinds. He grows big to deal extra damage. He can turn to stone to prevent himself from dealing damage. I'm being very vague with these descriptions of abilities, but you know, like it's pretty much what it is. He's got a range thing that slows people down that you can use every so often. He can increase in size to deal extra damage. He can turn to stone to prevent damage. He can body slam people, kick sand in people, bleed on people. Well, bleed on people. Well, I guess he does do that if he's taking damage, but cause people to bleed. And then, you know, spin around with his axe. So kind of rambled on there for a bit, but yeah, I think we should be running into some players pretty soon here. I think this guy is sort of bugged out or whatever. He's just kind of standing. It doesn't look like he's attacking, but... So I think we're probably about as geared as we're gonna get for now. I mean, maybe we'll find, you know, some better gear if we randomly kill things. But for the most part, I'm pretty satisfied with the gear I got on. My guy's looking pretty badass. Definitely better than a lot of games I've been in. And not every game is like this. We finally see our first player there. Not every game is this slow paced or you know, like absent, you know, players absent. It's just, this happens to be a small game. Like I just want to make that clear. There's some games that are just very hectic. You know, there's like 20 people in here really early and just kind of having a big brawl. But I figured this one was the best result that my team had, and it's sort of easier, more chill to talk about and explain. So there's 6 players remaining, and we are 3 of them. So that means there's either another team of 3, or there could be a team of 2 and a single guy left. We don't really know, but basically it's going to be 3 versus us versus the other 3, and hopefully we're the last one standing. And what our tank right here, I don't think is going into his non-combat stance. So there's 2 different stances. You have, you know, when you're fighting, your battle stance, and when you're not fighting, you can go back into, I don't know, I guess your resting stance. I don't really know what you want to call it, but when you're in your resting stance, and we have some players coming up on us, we're going to go to the fire and try to heal up a bit, because we're not forced to go out there yet. The hunger hasn't come in here. You know, why would we go out there when we can stand by this fire? And I accidentally clicked the stupid stone button, which happens kind of often, and then you're sort of just stuck here for a little bit, but you know, it's whatever. But anyways, like I was saying, the resting stance allows you to regenerate some HP and allows you to move faster. But as you can see right there, I got dizzy. That's kind of one of the downsides. If you get hit while you're in the resting stance, you get a little dizzy, and if you get hit again, I believe you get knocked down. So, but that night, I don't think he was ever in his resting stance. He was always at really low health, and he wasn't really regaining anything. Now it looks like he's good. Hopefully he comes by the fire here to regain some health. And we could go out there and fight, and we will here in a moment, but it's just, you know, there's really no point in going in when we're trying to heal up by this fire. So I'm going to go in here, do the leaps. I love how the champion has all these leaps. It's just really kind of, it's cool that such a big guy with an axe is so mobile. Like, I don't know if that's going to stay, but it's really cool that you can't just get kited around easily. Like, certainly I'm pretty sure the ranger has more mobility, but you know, I can if I have stamina, if I have enough stamina to do some leaps, then I can catch up to pretty much almost anyone. That you can see, I'm in my ultimate warrior. I grow a little bigger, and I do extra damage for a moment of time. I'm gonna kick some sand, and when you get blinded in this game, you're actually blinded. Like, your screen goes sort of dark and smoky, and you can't see anything. So I'm going to try and finish off this archer here. And you can kind of see the hunger is starting to creep in. I don't know if you saw that when I was looking out the gate there. The fog is sort of coming in. Sort of lagging around a bit here. There we go. Jump on him. So there's this druid is left, and then there's one other player that's not on our team. So that fog out there, that's the hunger. That's where you wanna, that creeps up on you. If you go into that for too long, you take a lot of damage really quickly. I'm kind of giving this druid no choice. They either run away and die to the hunger, or they die to me. But I do a little bit of a leap and a little smashy, and they're gone. It looks like my team's dealing with the other player here right now. I'm actually getting pretty low on health myself. But yeah, it looks like my team took care of the last remaining player, and there you go. We're the last team. So our team finished first, and yeah, that's a game of the Hunger Dome. That was a very quick, very small, not super action-packed, but just for the sake of kind of explaining and showing what it is. Yeah, there you have it. So that is a game of the Hunger Dome. Feel free to comment, ask questions, or provide tips. This was by no means a strategy guide. I'm just sort of wanted to demonstrate what the Hunger Dome is. So hope you guys liked it, and I will see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.